Let's get into Token and hear what he has to say. This is Token. What does your love look like?
For you, but I'm just what I should be. You try to change me, I try to change you. We never change, do we? What does your love look like? 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 As much as I do wanna love you, I feel like we're speaking two different languages. Your house had a gate and mine had instigated, so that's the environment we feel safer in. You thought it was crazy how long that it took me to tell you I love you, like that was the weirdest. I only heard dad say I love you with mom in the room when he went back to singing his lyrics. So how could you blame me, cause you always choose to. You always choose to. You wanna know where I be at all the time, but that's not what I'm used to. Not what I'm used to. You knew where your dad was at work or he's home when he's taking the load off. I didn't know where until 1:24 the day I got that phone call. And I let the phone drop. I'm trying to be my best to be a gentleman. I'm trying to learn, I never had the chance. I still look to my manager, but he gon' teach me how to be a rapper before a good man. I grew up afraid to find a letter on mama's dresser telling us goodbye. I'm used to it all, so you don't gotta hold back and cry. But I gotta tell you why I'm not right for you, but I'm just what I should be. You try to change me, I try to change you. We never change, do we? What does your love look like? What does your love look like? What does your love look like? What does your love look like?
He's got a hell of a flow style, doesn't he, Token? It's so interesting. And there was some real, like, dissonant lines, like, on the guitar there, where it kind of went to some weird places. And it was a really fast flow he was going on. But I think it's a cool topic, isn't it? It's like, what does your love look like? How do you show love? How do you appreciate love? How do you feel love? And I feel like he's kind of, there's so much to take in, so it's hard to kind of break down like just straight off the bat. But he's talking about sort of being in a relationship and experiencing different things, being texted all the time, stuff like that, not being used to it, and it being like, you know, it can be different to how you live, and you have to make changes with a relationship, and that can be scary and strange and interesting. So I think that there's so much within it as a topic to kind of like talk about. So it's a really cool theme for this. Now apparently there's somebody featured in this song. I have no idea who it is. We might be about to find out, so let's see who is featuring in this song.
Me how to be a rapper before a good man. I grew up afraid to find a letter on mama's dresser telling us goodbye. I'm used to it all, so you don't gotta hold back and cry. But I gotta tell you why I'm not right for you, but I'm just what I should be. You try to change me, I try to change you. We never change, do we? What does your love look like? What does your love look like? What does your love look like? What does your love look like?
I'm not right for you, but I won't get up and leave. Cause I hate the pain that has colored my veins, that is present in solitary. What does your love look like? Does it look black and white? Is it your kryptonite? Do all your demons get louder at night and the voices get softened when we're intertwined? I've been going to therapy lately, cause the cause and effect made me hate the way that I feel when the loving gets real. Cause I just wanna run and escape the pressure that paints me. Pressure of safety, pressures of promises that turn to maybes. Pressure of bravely moving in the same direction. The pressure been driving me crazy. So my therapist said that these wounds that I kept were created when I was a kid. And just like that, all my thoughts raced back to a Welsh town, 96. My mother was crying, my father was screaming and shouting, denying the sin of deceiving and cheating and lying. The weeds are uprooted, the garden is dying, but still she forgives. This cycle repeats, every night I try to sleep, hearing the screams through concrete, mothering peace, a vision of love, a lesson that fused with the cells in my blood. A lesson that taught me that love ain't enough and that love can be porcelain when times get tough. Flash forward 5 years later, sitting in the passenger seat of my dad's car with my maker. My dad looked shaken, turned to face him, the words that he spoke cutthroat like razor. He said, Ren, sometimes love can be complicated, navigating a world that we co-created. And I've made mistakes, but I will love you daily. And just like that, it's just me, my mum and my sis. The stress left mum disabled for a bit. I grew up fast then, cause I gotta be a new Ren. Strong for my sis and my mum at a loose end. Confused but moving through the confusion. My born new love feels fake like what does your love look like? Does it tear your inside? Does it keep you up at night? My brother. Does it make you feel like a fist in the windpipe? Suffocate the feeling of what love's meant to feel like. Navigating you, but I'm still not quite right. One night stand, make the pain stop one night. One more heart to the blade of my cold night. What does your love look like?
realize how hard that I work and you told me you feel for me. If I lost all my motivation tomorrow, would you still love me? It's easy to love when I'm up, when I'm down and you leaving. You can't even give me an answer cause you never seen it, and that's why it's hard to believe it. If you needed help but I'm too far away, is it over for you? Maybe I'm just not the person for you, even though I still could be the soul for you. Maybe we are meant to be together, but our history got in the way. Your trust issues, my fear issues, too many issues at play. You yell fast, I get quiet, you wanna see more passion. I've seen what real yelling can lead to, so no, I don't have it. I grew up afraid to see holes in a wall in a room that was locked from inside. I promise I'm used to it all. You don't gotta ever hold back and cry, but I gotta tell you why. I'm not right for you, but I'm just what I should be. You try to change me, I try to change you. We never change, do we? What does your love look like? What does your love look like? What does your love look like? What does your love look like?
Wow. Wow, 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 wow. What does your love look like? I did not expect Ren to jump on that. And, oh man. I didn't place Ren on a track like this as well, but it's perfect. And, you know, I think there's a whole world for Ren here with collaborations that he's going to get more and more into. But I can see him getting onto more of that kind of like that fast rap, that chopper kind of world that's out there. You know, the Tech Nines, the Yellow Wolves, and the Busta Rhymes, the fast flow rappers. Like, I think that Ren can carve himself out of space in that world. And I think Token, I think this could be the first step in that direction, in that journey. Wow, this song, the content, what does your love look like? What is kind of modeled to you as a kid? Because that's what it is, isn't it? And what both Token and Ren are saying in this is what they kind of saw as kids and what was modeled by their parents and what they saw, because that can define what love looks like to you, you know? And that it can take forever, or maybe it's impossible for some people to ever depart from the love that was modeled to you in the wrong way. You know, fighting, holes in the wall that he's talking about, and being left alone, being left distraught, being, you know, just, God, like, I'm not a parent, so I you know, I can't judge, but like, can we all agree that like every human has a responsibility to not just their children, but to children, to model positive behavior? You know what I mean? Like, you must realize it's not about you. If there is a child there, it's about what you are imparting onto that child, because they're going to take that with them for the rest of their life. If they think that a relationship is kicking, screaming and fighting, smashed glasses, you know, like, then that's what their relationships are probably going to look like too, you know what I mean? And they're certainly going to have to go through a lot of work to undo that, you know? So it's a responsibility of everybody, isn't it? And I think that's what I'm getting from this song. That's my interpretation of it. I'm sorry if I've kind of gone off on a slightly different tangent there. I don't think I have. I think that's kind of the message of this, right? But I'd be interested to know in the comments, like, what you think the message of this is. I wish there was a superhero, right? That, like, every time there was, like, some kind of conflict like this, every time there was a child who was being exposed to shit they shouldn't be, there's just, like, Domestic Man, I don't know, just soars in through the window. There's, there's, you know, just violence going on in the house, and he just comes in and he's just like, kablah, stop, you know, and just sorts it out. Well, that wouldn't work if he's just showing more violence, would it? He just comes in and he's just like, shh, that's better, shush, man. And he just shushes. Just goes around shushing dickheads, basically. That would be a great superhero. I might have to write that comic book. That was Token and Ren, what does your love look like? And that was incredible.